Hello, T. Happy good morning to you from Rocky Point at the Beaver Bog. I thought I'd come and hang out here this morning, join in with the cackling of all the other creatures around me that are happy to be alive today. So I don't know if any of you have ever had the privilege of living in a foreign country, but several years back, my family and I lived in Mexico for a few years, and there were a lot of really cool and amazing things, mostly the people, about living in Mexico. But, you know, as like with any new place, I mean, there's obviously a period of adjustment, right? You don't know the language, you don't know the culture, you don't know the customs, you don't know how things work or how things are supposed to go. And it can make for a lot of really funny experiences or embarrassing or whatever. But anyways, I remember this one time we had just talked about in like our culture class of how you greet somebody in Mexican culture, right? So if it's a man, you know, and I'm a woman, right, you shake their hand like we do, but you also lean towards them. And now in class, they said you kiss their cheeks, you kiss both cheeks. So it's like shake, kiss while you're trying to remember what you're supposed to say. So a lot of details on my poor brain, right? So all right, so we've learned how to greet people. So I think that weekend we ended up going to a new church for the first time. And after the service and everything, the pastor and his wife came up to us and introduced themselves to us. And I'm thinking, okay, I remember when you greet somebody, you shake their hand and then you kiss both cheeks, right? So whatever, the pastor, you know, comes up and I shake his hand. And as I'm leaning in to kiss his cheeks, he gets like this panicked look in his eyes and he sort of like backs away a little bit. And my mind is screaming at me, abort, awkward, what's going on? But it was too late. I was already committed. So I moved right in and I smacked both of his cheeks, baby. Mwah, mwah. I gave him a good kiss. Anyways, so I was like, that was weird. That was uncomfortable. What did I do wrong? They told me this is how you greet somebody. So then the next day I went to class and I shared my experience. And everybody starts laughing, like the people that had been there for a long time start laughing hilariously. And I'm like, you said that we were supposed to kiss people. And they're like, no. You don't actually kiss them. What you do is you make the kissing noises like next to their cheek while you just touch your cheek to their cheek. And I'm like, well, then you never should have said kiss because, you know, my dad always taught me if you're going to do anything, it's worth doing well. So anyway, so that was like a humorous experience. But there were times, you know, living in a foreign country where I felt really lonely. I felt really unsettled. I got really tired of feeling dumb all the time. Like in my own country, I promise that I can speak like an adult. I'm not like, me want that. You know, you feel like a caveman sometimes and you just get really tired of not knowing what's going on, of not being able to laugh at all the jokes, and you wonder if they're laughing at you. And, you know, sometimes like your heart just really longs for the familiar and for like the comfort of knowing how things work and everything like that. Well, I don't know when this was, but maybe, I think it was in 2020, and I was hanging out here at the Beaver Bog, and I happened to be in Ephesians at the time, and the Lord just kept kind of highlighting this verse to me, Ephesians 2:19. It says, so you are not foreigners or guests, but rather you are the children of the city of the holy ones, with all the rights as family members of the household of God. So I'm still obviously trying to figure out what the second part is, right? With all the rights as family members of the household of God. Like, Lord, teach me what that means. Teach me how to live from the reality of who I am and what it means to be seated with you in the heavenlies and all that stuff. But the first part really just grabbed my attention. Like, so you are not foreigners or guests, but rather you are the children of the city of the holy ones. And I was like, wow, that's really cool. God, if I could like wrap my mind around that and make that my reality, that my home is with you, right? So I thought, you know what? As I'm running around the Beaver Bog, I want to memorize this verse because it's just really cool. So I wrote it down on a piece of paper and I'm running right through the woods saying, I am not a foreigner. I am not a guest. And like then I would forget what came next. So I would have to look at it again. But anyways, that phrase kept going over and over in my mind. I am not a foreigner. I am not a guest. And I'm like, this is like the beginning of a song. So I sat down and I scribbled out the rest of it. And this is how it goes. It goes, I am not a foreigner and I am not a guest. I'm no longer cursed. Now I have been blessed. I am not an orphan and I am not a slave. That's not who I am. It's not how I behave. I'm a child of the city of the holy ones. I have been joined to Jesus Christ the Son. I'm loved by God. I'm a child of the King. In him there is no lack. Oh, I have everything that I need to bring his kingdom and his power here. So I will not cower, will not hide or run or fear. I'll stay connected to the greatest source in the universe. He'll be here last, he's always been here first. I'll walk in his power and his authority, restoring and redeeming things for all eternity. For greater things are still to come than we have ever seen. And I am a vital part. This is my destiny. So anyways, I just wanted to share that with you today. I don't know if maybe you are feeling alone and lonely and like you don't fit and like you don't belong. And sometimes, there's all these things like burning in us, that God is doing, and this longing for more. And we like maybe try to express it to people, and they look at us like we've come unhinged, like we've lost our mind, and they don't know what we're talking about. And that can be a really lonely place to be sometimes. And I remember a while back, I happened to read a word from Lana Vauser. And it was saying, you don't fit. I never meant you to fit, God's saying. I meant you to fit in with me. I meant for you to stand out. And not like for our own recognition or glory or fame, but to stand out because we are living connected to the heart of the King of the universe, and we are allowing him to release his heart through us. And so just today, wherever you are, I just pray that the Lord takes this verse and these words and really just causes them to burrow into your heart, that you fit with God. You are at home in God. You are vital. He has a place for you. And if you don't take your place, it's going to go left unfilled. And I just want to encourage you today, run to Jesus and ask him, Lord, what is my place? God, what have you created me for? Lord, how have you put me together to express and release your heart in my own unique way? But you fit. Your home is in the heart of God, and I pray that he teaches you how to live from that place. I hope you have a really blessed day. Take care.